Google Antigravity tutorial: how to use Google Antigravity like a pro. Google Antigravity is one of those things that sounds more complex than it actually is. And once, of course, you understand what it does and how to use it effectively, it becomes one of the more useful tools in the Google ecosystem for specific types of work. Now, if you have heard about it and weren't sure what it was for, or if you opened it and then found the interface unclear, this tutorial covers everything that you need to use it confidently. Now, Google Antigravity is an experimental and interactive feature within the broader Google Labs ecosystem, a collection of experimental Google tools and interfaces that test new interaction models before they are considered for wider development. Now, anti-gravity specifically refers to Google's experimental physics-based interface features. Most famously, the interactive simulation where elements on a page respond to gravity and physics in real time, creating an unexpected and visually engaging interaction model. Now, the tool has legitimate uses beyond novelty. It demonstrates physics simulation in a browser context, serves as an educational tool for understanding how web-based physics engines work, and has been adopted by some developers and content creators as a way to create engaging interactive demonstrations. Now, using it like a pro means understanding both the interface itself and the legitimate applications that make it more than a curiosity. Accessing Google Antigravity is by searching for Google Antigravity in your browser, and it's going to bring you to its webpage, antigravity.google. Now, over here in your browser, if you're navigating directly through Google Labs, you may also find references to the classic version through searches. There are several versions of the physics interface that have appeared over the years, and currently experimental version through Google Labs is the most feature complete. Now, when the interface loads, you will see a standard looking Google search page with a subtle difference. The page elements respond to physics. Click anywhere on the page and watch the elements behave as if subject to gravity and collision physics. Text blocks are going to fall, images bounce, and the collision physics works in a very interactive way that a normal web page doesn't do. Now, the core mechanics of Google Antigravity are, first of all, a real-time physics emulation or simulation applied to the elements of a web page. Now, each element, like text blocks, images, logos, or even buttons, become a physics object with mass. They also have collision boundaries and gravity response. Now, when you click or interact with the page, you apply force to these objects specifically, and they respond according to simulated physics rules. So, understanding the simulation's parameters are going to help you interact with it more intentionally. The gravity direction can often be adjusted. Look for controls that let you change the direction gravity is applied to the actual page elements. Now, standard gravity pulls elements down, but rotating the gravity direction creates sideways or upward elemental movement. The gravity strength may also be adjustable. Higher strength causes faster and more dramatic falls. The collision physics also determines how elements are going to be interacting when they meet. Now, in most versions of the actual interface, elements stack and pile realistically when gravity brings them into contact, and each other on the other page's boundary. The pile that forms often creates interesting visual configurations that were completely non-obvious from the original page layout. Now, beyond the basic gravity simulation, we have all of its products like the 2.0 version of its AI, its CLI, IDE, and SDK. Now, basically, a click and drag interaction allows you to pick up individual page elements and move them. And then you can also release them to fall under the gravity again. All right. This selective object manipulation lets you create specific configurations rather than just watching automatic physics play out. A shake or reset function is also available, which is usually accessible through a button in the interface. It resets all the elements to their original positions, allowing you to start the physics simulation fresh. Now, you can pretty much use it as a main CDE, having an extracted UI, dynamic sub-agents, scheduling tasks, and even extending customizations. Now, of course, while the interface is clearly experimental and playful in its nature, there are several contexts where it is genuinely useful rather than purely novelty. So first of all, for developers and web designers, Anti-Gravity demonstrates how Physics Engine can be applied to all of the different web interfaces. The same technology that powers the Google anti-gravity simulation is applicable to creating interactive web experiences, game-style interfaces, and animational systems. Studying how the simulation handles collision detection, gravity application, and elemental interaction provides reference examples for building similar functionality. Now, for educators and students working with web technologies or physics simulation, the anti-gravity interface provides an immediately accessible, visually clear example of real-time physics applied to familiar web elements. Now, the visual feedback loop that you interact with, you see the physics response immediately, making it a more engaging teaching example than abstract code explanations. For content creators, capturing video of an interesting anti-gravity interaction can be an effective social content piece. The visual unexpectedness of a familiar Google page responding to physics is the kind of content that generates genuine curiosity and engagement when shared. Now, basically, using anti-gravity effectively is rather than just clicking once and watching all of these things fall in a full stack. Okay, it involves exploring the full range of the workings of all of this, which proper, visual artifacts and visual feedback on your front end. They begin interacting with things. They click on specific elements to apply, force, try clicking rapidly in different areas to create chaotic multi-force applications, try clicking slowly and precisely to be able to move specific elements around that you want to work. And if gravity direction controls are available, systematically you try each direction. The visual results of elements falling sideways or upward is often more visually surprising and interesting than standard downward gravity because it violates the viewer's expectations more dramatically. Screenshot or record the most interesting configurations that you create. The physics simulation is going to go ahead and create unique configurations that forms from a particular pile of elements. Okay, and it forms a sequence of clicks in a one-time visual artifact or a visual sequence that actually goes ahead and explores all of the interesting things worth capturing. Okay. Share the anti-gravity link with context, and without context, the link just goes to what it looks like a Google search page, and the physics feature is not obvious. So Google Anti-Gravity is a window into experimental browser physics, genuinely interesting as a technical demonstration, useful as an educational reference, and entertaining as an interactive novelty. Using it like a pro means exploring the full interaction space rather than just going ahead and seeing the initial gravity drop, understanding the physics parameters that drive the simulation, and recognizing the legitimate context where it is a useful reference or teaching tool. So for most people, it's a 5-minute exploration. For developers building interactive web experience, it's a reference worth returning to. So that is pretty much about it for this video. Thank you for watching till the end, and I'll see all of you next time. Have a great day. Goodbye.